Alright, you guys, continuing the Hunger Games series reviews, we're talking about The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. This is the final installment, but it's only the first half. Now, go watch. I'm not going to spend like 15 minutes talking about, my thoughts on the previous two Hunger Games movies. Why? Because I already reviewed the first two Hunger Games movies. So, if you want to hear my thoughts, go check out those reviews. Let's talk about The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I will say this though, just in case you have not watched my other Hunger Games reviews. I didn't read the books. I have no idea what's happening aside from the movies. I don't know where it's going to go. I got a pretty good idea of where it's going, but I don't know for sure. I can't tell you how accurate it is with the book. All that being said, let's talk about The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I already talked about all the cast of the movie, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I'll talk about a couple of them just to, tell you how well they evolved or not. That's really about it when it comes to the cast. The plot of this movie is it spent some time after Hunger Games Catching Fire. And obviously, spoiler alert from the last one, Peter Bread has been kidnapped by the Capitol and President Snow and all that. And now Catnip is part of District 13, which is no longer around. At least the Capitol thinks so anyway. And so it's kind of like this underground shindig going on. Everybody's there. Her family's there. Gail's there. Finnick's there. Philip Seymour Hoffman's there. President Coin is there, who I'll talk about. Effie's there. Haymitch is there. Everybody's there now, except for Peter Bread. And this movie is kind of like, okay, you know what? We're done with the Capitol. Fuck them. We're going to make a stand. And, over the last two movies, people have kind of begun to idolize Catnip. They've wanted to follow. I know her name's Katniss. I'm making fun of it. Same thing with Peter Bread. I know their names. I'm just making fun of them because they're fucking funny-ass names. Alright. So, yeah. Catnip has kind of started a revolution, and the Capitol does not like this one bit. They don't. So now, basically, District 13 now, I guess they would be considered District 13 now. Philip Seymour Hoffman's character and President Coin is all... President Coin's a good lady. She is. I'll talk about her in a minute. They're trying to build up this army, start this revolution, and be like, hey, we're going to get all of you guys together who want to fight, and we're going to go march down to the Capitol and kick their fucking asses in. That's the whole plan. Now, what I think of The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 is... I love this one. I do. I'm not a big fan of the Hunger Games movies. Like, I like them. I don't hate them. But, it's just really not really for me. But I do enjoy watching them from time to time. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I gotta say, I love this movie. I know some people, especially like some of the true fans, didn't really like Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. But like I said, I'm not really a hardcore fan. So maybe that's why I like the first one. And you got to remember, this is a part 1. So there are going to be times where it feels like a part 1. Because, you got to have this is like a build-up. But yeah, this is like the first one was a battle movie. Obviously, they're battling and stuff like that. And it's an introduction to the world and the characters. The second one took that, made it a little bit darker, a little bit more violent. This one is a pure war film. It's not really like a war film. It's like the start of a war film. And it's fucking great, in my opinion. I do. It's gone really, really dark. Elizabeth Banks, who plays Effie, who's always usually colorful and stuff, she's not that colorful in this one. She's gray. She's plain. She's wearing, I guess you could say, normal clothes. Normal for this universe. And, she looks different, and I liked it. I did. Woody Harrelson, awesome as Haymitch, once again. Don't need to mention him. Philip Seymour Hoffman is great in this movie. Rest in peace. I'm glad he got to, pretty much finish his work on these movies. They said he had one more big scene to shoot for Mockingjay Part 2 before he passed. So, I'm sure they found a way around that. It wasn't like the whole Paul Walker situation. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that ends. But I love Philip Seymour Hoffman in this movie. And this movie, we know now that he's a good guy who kind of went undercover in Catching Fire. For any of those, who might not have got the ending of Catching Fire, this one just kind of confirms that. Gail, I'm not really a big fan of Gale. I like Liam Hemsworth, but I'm not really a fan of the character of Gale. Sorry. Um, let's see who else. President Coin, who's played by Julianne Moore in this movie. I love Julianne Moore. And the character of President Coin is we have President Snow, who is total evil, and then we have President Coin, who is like the polar opposite. She's very good. She wants to help Katniss. She's very good at her job. She and Philip Seymour Hoffman kind of convince Katniss to kind of start this revolution. Say, hey, you want pita bread back? Go get them, kind of thing. Like they're pushing her, but only when she feels comfortable. But they're like, hey, let's show her what the world has become. She gets out there, she sees what the world's become and what the Capitol is doing, and then, so she's convinced on her own. They're not really forcing her into it. They're just kind of influencing her. And I gotta say, I like that. This is a part one. This is a build-up. But in my opinion, it did it better. I can't believe I'm going to say this. It did it better than Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. For most of the Deathly Hallows Part 1, I was pretty bored. And I read the book. I knew it was going to happen. But just go watch my review for that for further details. But yeah, I like this one as a Part 1. It's definitely a build-up, but it was a good build-up. Because now I'm excited for the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Now I want to see how it ends. The action in this movie. I swear to God, they upped the action in each one. The action just gets better and better. It gets darker and darker, and I gotta say, I love it. I'm a huge fan of this movie. Donald Sutherland as President Snow once again. Every time he's on screen and you can feel his presence, it's fucking creepy. It gives you chills down your fucking spine, and it's a brilliant performance. He's the perfect villain for this movie. All in all, guys, if you're a fan of The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, you probably don't like it if you've seen it. If you're not really a hardcore fan, check it out, especially if you watch the first two. I think you'll like it. I liked it. All that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 a B+. See the evolution? To me, this is my favorite one. The first Hunger Games got a B-. Second one got a B, a solid B, and this one gets a B+. It gets better and better and better. I can't wait to see Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 now. So, yeah, I can't wait to see how this is all going to end. What do you guys think of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1? Comment your thoughts on the movie down below in the comment section. Like the video, share, and subscribe. Just do it!